exciting news. My Fairy Winterland ephemera art journaling collage junk journal book in Amazon was just delivered. I looked through it. I love it so much. I hope you love it too. It is just gorgeous. This book is for sale on Amazon, and the entire book is also in download form in our Etsy store, Sweet Sisters Prints. And I'm going to try to put the links down in the description, but it's sweetsistersprints.etsy.com. And I'm going to go ahead and just flip through this. I'm going to try to do it quickly so you can see the beautiful pictures. Amazon did such a gorgeous job. The colors are amazing. The paper quality is great. It's just very exciting for me. First page is we're just thanking you for purchasing or looking at the book. And then, like I said, the colors are amazing. It took me a couple of weeks to get this done, and so I can share it with you. And here's some florals that you can add to your art journaling or collages or junk journals or ATCs, your cards, whatever. Here's some cute puppies. Let me lift it up here. You can see these cute puppies. They're so adorable. And then a pretty winter scene. There's a little fairy holding a kitten, and here are some more fairies and kittens. And here are some fairies with puppies. And these are all winter themed. Here's some snow globes, some fairies, fox, birds. There's bluebirds and cardinals. Here are some fairies with snow globes. Another beautiful winter scene and some little winter bunnies. Here are some skating. Cute. Let me get this up here. Aren't they cute? Little skating fairies. And here are some more skating fairies. I tried to put some different sizes, so there's some smaller ones and some larger ones in the book so that you can cut them up and use them in different size cards or journals. Beautiful scenes. Now they're sledding. A lot of winter fun. Cute little scene, and then some adorable little fairies sledding, and more sledding. And here are some beautiful winter windows. There's pretty florals. Let me put this one up here so you can see it. They're just gorgeous. Different sizes. This one would be a great one for a background for a card. Here are some flowers, winter flowers. And then here just are some cute little fairies. We have actually two taking naps, different sizes. A little snow person fairy. And then again, here are some that are different sizes. They're just so cute. Laughing, having fun, dancing. They're just so adorable. And then just some pretty backgrounds that you can use in your artwork and your projects. Bird houses. Here's another scene, and we've got some caterpillars and moths, and then pretty stone winter scenes and winter flowers. Here are bunnies, cute little winter bunnies, and then some fairies doing snowmen. Here are some more snowmen themed fairies. These ones obviously are a little smaller, some little smaller ones, because you know when you're making cards and you're making art journals and junk journals and collages, you need things of different sizes. Some days you want to do a little tiny card like an ATC, and you don't want to have something huge and then not be able to fit it on. Like this one right here would be probably the perfect size for an ATC. This entire page is a really cute background, very winter themed. And now the fairies are baking. We've got them baking cookies and pies, and here's cocoa and a little baking scene up here for a background. And then we've got cookies and cocoa, and again another little fairy doing some baking. And here this one is about to eat a cookie. And here are some cookies you can cut out and put on your cards. And here are some more fairies. This one is holding a bunny, and this one's got a snowflake and some cute little corner borders that you could cut out and put on something. Here are some more fairies, a few snow globes. This one is tying her boot. This one looks like she's dancing. There's just so much fun images in here, so many fun images. And we've got a beautiful background here, the entire page. You could do a large collage and put some little fairies in there if you wanted. Use it as a background for a card. Here are some more fairies of different sizes. And on this page, you have one that's probably about, let me see how tall she is. She is 3 inches tall, and then we have the flipped version that's 2 inches tall. And then we've got, I tried to do that. There's a 3 and a 2. Yeah, so I tried to do larger and smaller versions of the same picture so that you could use them differently, and I did flip some of them. Makes it a nice variety when you're working with your projects for your collages or art or junk journals. Here are some more. These ones are the same size, but they're flipped. So you can, if you want something, if you wanted to put the words here on one, and then on, on the other side of something else, depending on where you want to place it, you have a flipped version. Here's some more adorable little fairies. And we've got some windows, some beautiful winter windows. And then we've got some winter fairy houses. We have a really pretty background, and then some smaller ones that you can cut out and use on a card. This page, I just thought this was so beautiful. Here's the bottom half, and then here's the top half. And this is the exact picture below, and you can fussy cut this one out, use some of the foam dots or squares, and glue it on so you have a 3D version of that bottom card. And I just thought it was so pretty. I wanted to try that. And then here are some more beautiful little fairies. Look, these ones look like they're dancing. And then we've got some flowers. And here's the one that's on the cover, one of the ones on the cover. And then we've got some flowers and some more fairy cottages in the winter season. And just a real pretty background paper. And some cocoa. And these little fairies are all drinking their cocoa. And another beautiful scene with bluebirds and a butterfly, and then real cute little fairies down below making snowmen. Here are some pockets. Now these pockets are a lot of fun because you can fold them up and use them in a junk journal. And then on the back side, I did put a pretty coordinating paper so that when you cut out the pocket and you fold it closed, the back that's going to show through will be a coordinating paper and look really pretty. And then we've got some pockets, more pockets, and again, the coordinating background paper. And then these ones are really large tags, and they're big enough that you can use them as bookmarks too, not just tags. So they're really nice that way. And the back is again on a pretty coordinating paper. Here are some adorable tags or cards. I guess you can use however you want to use them in your books, and a lot of adorable pictures, the fox and the cardinal and the bluebird, and then the two little fairies drinking cocoa, and this one up here, she's just flying or dancing or running. She's having fun. You can tell that. Here are some more pockets, and we have this one, and then a card and a card and a card. And these could also be pockets that you don't have to fold, that you just put the glue around the outside edge and then tuck your things into that. And then that has a real pretty background. And then here are some more beautiful winter flowers and another page of pockets. And this one has got some baking themed ones and some florals and some outdoor scenes. And these are some big pockets. So this would be if you were going to do an 8.5 by 11 folded in half, then these pockets would fit on that size. Here's another beautiful just background page, and some more birds and puppies, and some of the images I created were just, they ended up being so much more pretty than I even thought they would be. And then we have words on banners, so you can cut those out and use them on your cards or in your art or junk journaling. Here are some sayings. Snowflakes are fairy whispers from winter's heart. Let your winter sparkle with fairy dust and joy. Warm hearts, cold toes, and fairy tales in the snow. I'm not going to read them all, but you can tell that they're real cute fairy Winterland themed banners. And here's a beautiful purple page. We've got some little purple fairies here doing different things, walking. This one looks like she's blowing fairy dust, and they're all bundled up warm for winter. that was the last page. So thank you so much for your time that you gave me to look through this book. Again, here's the back page, and you can find this entire book as a download. Now you have to remember that when you purchase it as a download, the background, the back side of your paper is going to be white unless you print some of the papers on the back and then put the image, put this image on one side and then turn it over in your printer and print one of the backgrounds on the back side of that. And but the book, of course, does already have the background papers on the back side of the pictures. So it's it's Sweet Sisters Prints.etsy.com. This is a fairy Winterland ephemera and art journaling collage junk journals cards ATC. It's fairies and backgrounds. This exact book is available on Amazon right now for sale, and the entire download is in our Etsy store. So again, thank you so much for the time you gave me in looking through this book, and I hope you check out both Amazon and Etsy and decide if you want to go ahead and purchase one of these and make some beautiful things. I'm probably going to make a couple of cards with this, and those would be other videos going forward. So please subscribe if you like what you've seen so far, and thank you again. Bye-bye.